This is Transformers Power Core Combiners Skyhammer with Airlift. The figure, or the 2-pack set, is part of Wave 4, if I'm not mistaken, of the Commander 2-pack Power Core Combiners. He comes in the wave together with Heavy Tread with Ground Spike, which I've already done a review on. Check out that review if you're interested. Okay, so here is the quick look at the packaging. It's the same. He's a Decepticon, intermediate transformation, and the rest of the artwork. Okay. Before you make any rash judgments on the figure, you might want to let me finish the video, because I too was tempted to make quick judgments on this figure when I saw it on the pegs, and I was like, oh my goodness, who designed this mold? There are gaps here and there. There is odd pieces on the upper torso and very small pieces on the limbs. His chest is way up there. His neck is situated way too high. There's so many complaints you can think of, but overall, the whole aesthetic and sculpt really grows on you. And it's not just me trying to make the best of it. It really does begin to grow on you after a while. He would pose for a Seeker, I suppose. Well, maybe not. The figure has some pretty decent articulation as well. He's got, let's start with the head. He's got a ball-jointed neck, which you can actually make him face up or look up to the sky and have him in a very interesting flight pose that way, which is very nice. I think that's a way that Hasbro's trying to make up, I suppose, for the I suppose lack of immediate planning for the design. But anyway, on to the rest of the figure. No waist articulation for obvious reasons. He's got a ball jointed shoulder with a sort of a slight hinge right there because of transformation. Double hinged elbow. No wrist articulation. He's got sort of a gun right there, which you'll see later in his combiner mode. He's got a ball hinge hip, a hinge knee, and some feet articulation. The combiner pegs, they're not supposed to be that way. They're supposed to be this way, but just to make him more stable, because he's top heavy, you can unfold it that way and he'd stand up great. Okay. So, that is Skyhammer as a figure. His Minicon, which is, his face kind of reminds me of Man-E-Faces from Masters of the Universe. Oh well. The Minicon is Airlift. I think that's, yes, it is Airlift. His hands are machine guns, no surprise there. But very well painted, actually. He's in this orangey red clear plastic. If you remember the toy line called Brave Star, it also was a show by the makers of He-Man, the Filmation studio. They had Carium. Each toy included a bit of nugget, which was in this color called Carium. If you still remember that back in the 80s, that's exactly the color this one has. His head is well painted. It looks a lot like like in Battlestar Galactica, the Cylons, sort of, in a way. And what's interesting is the head actually has articulation, which is joined through a rod with the waist. So because of transformation, largely because of transformation. But they didn't have to really do that, but they did. They could have left that molded in with the rest of the body, but they put it as a separate piece. And if you twist the waist, he'd go, no, 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 no. Anyway, whatever. To form the gun in robot mode, he can become Skyhammer's gun, obviously. Here is the handle. What you do is you rotate his waist, which conceals the face or the head. Then you go ahead and peg the feet, just like that. Go ahead and rotate the arms to form the barrels of the gun, and he will peg nicely on either hand, and it's not bad. It's, as I said, the moment I said nicely, I'm having a hard time. No, but he does peg in very well. So it's not bad. It's acceptable, I think. In alt mode, what you do, it's exactly the same, almost the same transformation, I'm sorry, but you reverse it, because in vehicle mode he pegs onto the female port, which you just rotate the waist, and then you peg him back onto the other side of his torso, and the female port will peg with the male port on his top side when he is in alt mode. Now here's the clincher, folks, the armor mode. I don't know if anybody's seen the armor mode apart from the instruction manual, and there is a peg on his chest which you can fold out to connect him, and here it is. This is really what got me going with this figure. To transform him into the chest, what do you call it? The armor mode. What you do is it's as though you want to put him on all fours, like that, and he just comes up front and pegs onto Skyhammer, and then the legs are supposed to be this way. I kid you not, folks, okay? Before you start teasing me or anything, here is the actual instruction manual, okay? Just to be sure it is exactly the one. It says Skyhammer with airlift, black and white. Here is the part where you transform him into the chest mode. See, you raise his arms, you raise his legs. Sorry, you can't see it. There you go. Raise his arms, raise his legs, pull up the peg, and then he sort of like straddles Skyhammer. He's supposed to jump up in front of Skyhammer. Okay? Now, isn't this the kinkiest armor mode you have ever seen? I mean, if you watch Mike Mozart on Jeepers Media and the Toy Channel on YouTube, if he did a review on this one, he would probably say, oh, look at this. I mean, really? What were they thinking? I mean, it is just, oh, I am on the brink of really making this video completely PG-13, and okay, enough. That's the official armor mode. What was so difficult with just doing this? I mean, right? Isn't that a better armor mode? I mean, it will be front heavy, but at least it's functional. But Hasbro had to go and do the I don't know, I keep remembering this scene in one of those movies, like Total Recall or something, where a monkey jumps over, or a creature jumps over a body, somebody, and like, anyway. So that's that. Enough of that. Oh, I suppose we're still going to keep him that way, because this is also the armor mode in combined mode. So in combined mode, what you do is, it's not so much as a head reveal per se, because the head's not really concealed. The new head, the combined mode head, is not concealed. It just stays there. It's actually more of a helmet than a head. So to enlarge his head, you just flip over the helmet. It's as though he's like a bomber pilot, and you put back the flap. It doesn't close in. I've tried it. It just won't. Even the instructions tell you just opening it this way, closing it that way. Go ahead and fold up the wings. You want to go ahead and clip the arms onto the peg holes, or peg it, and that's where the small guns on the forearms come into play. And man, I was doing so well in practice. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. And then you just fold the connecting points just to lock the arms in. Oh, come on! I'm wasting too much time on this transformation. But you get the idea. And then the legs, you just fold up the feet, fold down the connector pegs, unpeg, well, no, just stretch out the knee and then peg it up here. Same for this one. And there you have him in combined mode, combiner mode. It's still fine. There's nothing wrong with it. He'll probably look great with the Dinobots. Oh no, he's a Decepticon, so... Constructicons then, I suppose. His Wavemate. This thing is just... I am just controlling myself from laughing right now, really. I mean, this is the official combined mode. Okay, enough of Airlift doing the hokey pokey. So, let us transform him into his jet mode. Go ahead and fold everything up. Unpeg this, like that. Go ahead and just fold back the head. Oh no, sorry, you keep it on and then you just fold the entire piece back, just like that. Fold the peg up and then complete the nose cone. The head's going to stay there. Then what you want to do is, okay, you clip on the knee like that. Just position it this way. Go ahead and fold the arms like that. Yeah, I know you got to rotate it somehow. Like that. Okay. Oh, come on. Do the same on the other side. Rotate. And then just fold it in. And then the arms are gonna peg onto the fists are gonna peg onto those pegs right there. Okay, and then what you do is you just fold up the feet. Oh, come on. And the instructions are a little bit helpful on this one. They tell you that there's a peg and that you gotta slide the feet to lock them in. Just like that. Okay. And then what's left is you just fold out the wings. You can leave the tail fins up or a little bit skewed to the side just to give room for Airlift. And there is Skyhammer in his, it sort of looks like a MiG. I'm not sure. Somebody please tell me what type of model jet plane this is. It looks like a MiG. I'm not sure. He's got some pseudo landing gear. I say pseudo because it's just molded in. And he's got another the front landing gear here. So it doesn't really clip in or anything, it just stays there, but the front landing gear flips out. So there. And then you unpeg this one, you open up the peg, and then just like you would form the pistol or the gun in robot mode, as I mentioned earlier, you do it in reverse because the female port goes to the male peg. Just like that, and it really looks cool. It's so becoming of an assault jet. Could easily be a seeker. Kind of reminds me of Dreadwing, but yeah, it works. It really works. Both the pistol, and the vehicle mode transformation or weapon mode for Airlift is perfect. The only qualm I have really is the really unusually kinky armor mode. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I would still recommend this figure, despite how it looks in packaging. I honestly think it is still, despite some ill-advised decisions on the design of the torso and the wings during robot mode, the alt mode is really sound, and I like this figure. I'm not going to put it down. And even if Airlift has that weird combination, it's still great. I highly recommend you go ahead and pick this up, especially if you're in Manila. If you're in Manila, this is a new item that's just been released this November, end of November 2010. A new item, and it's immediately been priced at clearance price. So instead of the usual $14, $15, it's now 30 off at $12, something like that. In local currencies from 700, it's now just 500. A new item immediately on clearance. You can't beat that. So there you go. Oh no, you don't need that. Transformers, the Power Core Combiners Skyhammer with Airlift. Thanks for watching.